Oh, welcome back, everyone. So we're getting near the home stretch here. We are now on to green. So at this point, we're just kind of firing through them. Go ahead.
Excuse me. Abzan Beastmaster, green 2 for a 2/1. Creature, Hound Shaman, uncommon. At the beginning of your upkeep, draw a card if you control the creature with the greatest toughness or tied for the greatest toughness.
This card is... I think this card is great. It's obviously it's weak as a 3-drop 2/1, but like I'm gonna want to play this on turn 3 a lot, because if you're on the play and you play this on turn 3, they're likely to drop a morph. They're either going to drop a morph and you're going to draw a card, or they're going to have to kill it. Like, going to have to. I like cards that have bullseyes on them because they put an imperative on your opponent to actually do something about them. More often than not, this guy's going to die, and you're going to draw 0 cards.
Right.
But the times when he's good, he's amazing. So
Agree.
He's all up in my deck.
Abzan Kinguard, green 3 for a 3/3. Creature, human warrior, uncommon. Abzan Kinguard has lifelink as long as you control a white or black permanent.
A hill giant where I can gain life for having white or black permanent? I'm on board.
You like it?
I'm on board. I like lifelink. Yeah, I'm completely on board with this card. I mean, obviously, when I say I'm on board with it, you have to have white or black permanents. If you don't have white or black permanents, But it's also a warrior, so it fits into the warrior theme.
I love green. This is my favorite.
It's a fun color.
Einot Guide, green 1 for a 1/1. Creature, Hound Scout, common. When Einot Guide enters the battlefield, choose one. Put a 1/1 counter on Einot Guide. Search your library for a basic land card, reveal it, then shuffle your library and put that card on top of it.
I love this card.
Yeah.
I love this card.
Versatility is always good.
Yeah, the fact that you can go get a basic land and put it on top, like, especially if you're playing like a 4 or 5 color deck, like, this just goes. I mean, it doesn't draw you a card. Yeah, it's just it's a 2 casting cost 1/1 in that instance. But sometimes being able to control your next draw is fine. And if you don't need to control your next draw, it's a 2 casting cost 2/2. Like, it's not flashy, it's not exciting, but it will subtly help you win the game, because it will help you not lose the game, if that makes sense. Like, oh, I don't have any red mana, I'm screwed. If I'd had red, I'd be fine.
That happens a lot.
Where now, you can have your red. Perfect.
This card might help you keep slightly more questionable draws.
Oh, yeah.
Because if you can cast it, you can go get what you need. Scott, did you freeze?
No, well, I'm looking at the chat. I don't know if it's... So someone mentioned that LSV in one of his reviews overlooked that the second ability prepares you for manifesting a land during late game as a 2/2 creature. I don't think that's relevant, honestly. Like that's a weird setup right there. Like, I think I'd just rather have the 2/2 there and then manifest whatever. I don't find that to be particularly useful.
Ambush Crotique. I'm going to pronounce it like it rhymes with boutique. Green 5 for a 5/5. Creature, insect, common. Trample. When Ambush Crotique enters the battlefield, return another creature you control to its owner's hand. You're
going to have a creature you want to return to your hand. I don't like paying 6 for 5/5s.
Yeah, it's gonna become bad if you don't have anything that you particularly want to bring back.
So, yeah, I mean, if you've got things you want to bring back, awesome. If you don't play this.
And even still, you have to have many things you want to bring back.
Yeah, I mean,
versus like an Ice Feather Aven.
I mean, if you're creature starved or you need something that can get there, this can get there. But nah.
Erishin Warbeast, green 5 for a 6/6 creature beast, uncommon. Whenever Erishin Warbeast deals combat damage to one or more blocking creatures, manifest the top card of your library. This is going off in a weird direction for me.
Things that cost 7 should win you the game. This is a 6/6 that, I mean, yeah, if they block it, you get 2/2s.
Yeah. I don't love it.
I think it's just too expensive.
Archers of Karsi. Green 3 for a 5/2. Creature, Naga Archer, common. Defender with reach.
Ugh.
Awful.
It's going to kill something. If it doesn't get removed, it's almost for sure going to kill something. The problem is it's a 5/2. So
it's going to die.
Yeah, you can send your 2/2 in against it, and you're just like, please block. Please block.
I believe this would be a good sideboard card if your opponent has many, many dragons.
Yeah, it's a good sideboard card against a very fat deck where the 5 is going to be far more relevant than the 2.
Battlefront Cruciak. Green 4 for a 3/4. Creature beast, uncommon. Battlefront Cruciak can't be blocked by more than one creature. Each creature you control with a 1/1 counter on it can't be blocked by more than one creature.
I like this card. A 5 casting cost 3/4 isn't fantastic, but its ability can make it so that your fatties get through. Like attack, they're going to have to chump them because they can't team block them.
Right. I do think it'll be interesting with all the different ways you can bolster, all the different ways you can add counters.
Yeah, yes, it could be very good, I think there. And especially when you get those large creatures that you need to get through. That's a way of doing it, especially if they have trample.
Cached Defenses. Green 2, sorcery, uncommon. Bolster 3.
I don't hate this card at all.
I wish it did more.
Turn 2, Smoke Teller. Turn 3, Cached Defenses, swing for 5.
Yes.
That does enough for me.
Okay.
If I have to waste my turn 2 and my turn 3 to get a 5/5,
you'll take it?
I'm good.
Okay.
I'm good with that.
Scott likes it.
I think this card's definitely much better early than it is late, but even late, it could turn a weakling into something reasonable.
Destructor Dragon. Green 4, 4/4 flying. It's a creature dragon, uncommon. When Destructor Dragon dies, destroy target non-creature permanent.
So, the red and green flyers typically live in the Kisku Valley, where they stay until they grow up and become dragons. Kisku...
Are you making this up?
No. There was a Kisku Valley or Kisku something back from Visions. Kisku was an anagram for sucky. It really was. And what I just told you actually was, I believe, a story that Mark Rosewater said once. I don't remember where he said it, but I remember he said that. Basically, red and green flyers suck unless they're dragons.
Okay, so how does this? What does that mean? Is this a good card? Is this a bad card?
Green does not typically get flyers that are anything decent. Yes, absolutely. I will take this. A 6 casting cost 4/4 as a green flyer is amazing, and its ability, while it can't hit a creature, can hit freaking everything else when it dies. So there's plenty of upside on this card.
Is it the best dragon of this 4/4 dragon set cycle? Excuse me.
I think it may be, primarily because of the color it's in.
Because you don't get green flyers.
Yeah.
Okay. I like it. We'll pick it. Feral Crew Shock. Green 4 for a 5/4. That's it.
It ain't fancy.
In a stunning act of diplomacy, Yasova Dragonclaw ceded a portion of Temur lands to the Sultai.
This is way too much flavor text.
Her clan protested until they saw she had given the Sultai the breeding grounds of the Crew Shocks. They hadn't realized she had a sense of humor. Smirk. Smirk, smirk, smirk. If you need...
If you need big dumb creatures, here you go. This is a 23rd. Like, it's a big dumb creature.
Yes. Formless Nurturing. Green 3. Sorcery. Common. Manifest the top card of your library, then put a 1/1 counter on it.
This is okay. It's good if you're in something Obzani that wants counters, because at least now you're in the Obzon colors again. But 4 casting costs 3/3. This is nothing special in green.
I think we can do better.
Yeah, I'm okay with the red one a little bit more because it's ferocious. Yeah, this one's very underwhelming for me unless you really are in the theme to do it and need the counters.
Frontier Mastodon. Green 2 for a 3/2. Creature, elephant, common. Ferocious. Frontier Mastodon enters the battlefield with a 1/1 counter on it if you can control a creature with power 4 or greater.
God, I want to play the Temur deck where I play the 4/1 for 2 on turn 2 and play this guy on turn 3. Bring down a 4/3 for 3.
Seems good. Do you like it as a 3/2 for 3?
It's fine as a 3/2 for 3.
Okay.
It's not great, but I think it could be good early and it can be good late. Again, I'm not overwhelmed. I don't think this card is great, but like if I'm having to fill out my decks with Frontier Mastodons, I'm not too upset about it.
We haven't hit any green bombs yet, have we?
Oh, we're only in F.
Okay. Frontier Siege. Green 3. Enchantment. Rare. As Frontier Siege enters the battlefield, choose cons or dragons. Cons. At the beginning of each of your main phases, add green to your mana pool. Dragons. Whenever a creature with flying enters the battlefield under your control, you may have it fight target creature you don't control. Scott's not a fan of this. Scott doesn't like the siege cycle.
Well,
and this one is particularly
crappy. One is particularly awful.
Because we just went through the Sucky Valley story about how there are not green flyers.
Like you need like that white card that you can pay 1 white 3 to manifest. Then this thing could be good because you're like main phase 1 manifest for 1 white 1, main phase 2 manifest for 1 white 1. Like, you are going to need a continual mana dump to be able to use this thing. And yes, someone out there is going to be like, well, Frontier Siege, you play this on 4, and then I play my big 7 casting cost fatty on 5. Yes. Best case scenario, that'll happen once if you've got it. And then what are you doing? And like, this is not the right color for this dragon's ability.
Yeah, the fight color seems, or the fight seems on color, but not the.
Yeah, the creature with fly. I mean, obviously you have to play this in with other colors and good flyers,
like white.
No,
we don't like this card.
No, I think this card's terrible. Unless I said, unless you've got a good continual mana dump. If you have a good continual mana dump, it's fine. Outside of that, this card's just terrible. Well, situationally terrible. If you have a ton of flyers in other colors, then sure. Again, like I said up front, there are... I don't like to say that there's good cards and bad cards. I like to say that there are situational cards. And that one's highly situational.
Fruit of the First Tree. Green 3. Enchantment Aura. Uncommon. Enchant creature. When enchanted creature dies, you draw... Excuse me. When enchanted creature dies, you gain X life and draw X cards, where X is its toughness. So there's a conversation here in chat about the last card in Hornet Queen. I think that someone mentioned that the other card would be good with Hornet Queen. I don't think they're referring to the mana needed to make Hornet Queen. I think they're more referring to the fight ability of 5 flyers coming into play. Yeah.
And you're like, pick off that guy, that guy, that guy, that guy.
That's pretty solid.
Again, I think it's a little too...
Cute.
A little too janky for me, even in Constructed. But God, it'd sure be fun if you pulled that off. In like a standard sealed. If I did a standard sealed and I got a Hornet Queen and that card, I would probably play them both just for the lulz if it ever actually went off.
For the cackles.
Fruit of the First Tree, this card is good. I don't like auras because it's 2-for-1s. Only you're not really getting 2-for-1 on this one.
Because you're going to want to put it on something that's big enough to not get killed by average removal, right?
Yes. I mean, you've got to find your spot to put it on there, but like stick this on. I mean, hell, stick it on a 3/3.
Yeah.
Gain 3 life, draw 3 cards. Now you put it on something large. The thing goes on a 5/5 and it dies. Oh.
Brutal.
This is an aura they're going to want to deal with before they kill your creature, or they're not really going to want to kill your creature.
Hunt the Week. Green 3 sorcery common. Put a 1/1 counter on target creature you control. Then that creature fights target creature you don't control.
I liked Hunt the Week first time it's printed. I like it this time. I don't love it, but it's very good, solid green removal. And now it's green removal in a set where the +1/+1 counters are considerably more significant.
The counters matter. I like it too. I think it's fun.
I'm not going to say it's the best thing ever. It is a little expensive for a fight, but considering you get a fight and a +1/+1 counter, I'll take it.
Map the Wastes. Green 2 sorcery common. Search your library for a basic land card. Put it onto the battlefield, tap, then shuffle your library. Bolster 1.
I love this card so hard.
Really?
I love this card so hard.
It just seems like it's you spend your turn not really doing anything. And you do things.
The ramp is huge.
Okay.
I think, especially if you're big, if you're running a big deck, this card is like, go get the color of mana that you didn't have that you need, put it onto the library, tapped, and play your 5-drop on 4.
And bolster.
Yeah. And the Highland game you played on turn 2 is now a 3/2.
I have a question about the bolster mechanic. If you play this card and you
Nothing.
don't have a creature,
Nothing happens.
Can you cast
Yes,
the card even though there's
yes.
not a legal target?
Yes.
Okay. You just get the land though. You don't get.
Yeah, and but it doesn't target. Bolster, there's no targeting
Okay.
involved with bolster.
I understand. Return to Earth. Green 3, instant common. Destroy target artifact, enchantment, or creature with flying.
I didn't love Naturalize, but when now Naturalize can kill a creature with flying,
It's pretty good.
I'm on board.
It's pretty good.
Like, again, the versatility. It's the versatility factor of this can do this, or this. Okay, more often than not, when you have this card, there's probably going to be either an artifact, an enchantment, or a creature with flying that's probably pissing you off.
Yeah.
And this takes
I
care
like
of it
it.
instant speed.
I'll play this.
I'm more likely to main deck this, and then if I just find that statement's not true, I'll board it out. But I think the versatility of it, and you're sometimes going to hold this card and be like, this is not great, and I can't use it, but I'm...
We've seen that there's many enchantments.
Many of them suck.
Ruthless Instincts. Green 2, instant, uncommon. Choose one. Target non-attacking creature gains reach and death touch until end of turn. Untap it. Target attacking creature gets +2/+2 and gains trample until end of turn. Put a ding. I'm dinging this.
Oops. Stop.
Bad sound effects. All right, ding.
Unfortunately, my ding button is really close to my commercial music button.
Ding. Ding.
Yes. This is great.
Ding.
This card is fantastic.
It's versatile. And
yeah, it kills an attacking flyer.
Yeah, being a dragon is not without its risks. There's lots of things that hate on dragons.
Oh, green's always hated flyers, period. I love this card. I think this card is...
We're on R, though, in green, and there's still no bombs.
This is a bomb. Like, I would actually consider first picking this card. I mean, if the rare wasn't great,
yeah,
I'd first pick this.
I agree.
The versatility of it's amazing.
Agree. Sandstep Mastodon, double green 5 for a 5/5 creature elephant rare. Reach. When Sandstep Mastodon enters the battlefield, bolster 5.
Okay, I get the fact that he's a big elephant. Like, he's tall. But an elephant with reach? WTF, mate?
He has those crazy tusks. They can just bat things.
Motsy, why you give elephants reach?
Would you play this?
No, I don't think so.
Oh, it seems clunky.
Yeah, I need a way of ramping it out. Like, maybe if I have a way of ramping it out.
What about your Frontier Siege? Oh, ouch.
Not even with Frontier Siege. If you're really slow, I guess. I mean, it gives you a 5/5 and it makes something else enormous, but God, it's 7.
Well, I mean, if you're paying this much, you want it to really help you win the game.
Like, maybe I can sneak attack this in Legacy or Vintage or wherever it's legal.
It's supposed to be a bomb, but we're not even dinging it, let alone bombing it.
The concept of this being an empty board 10/10, I still don't even like it there.
It's putting many
Like,
eggs in one basket.
I mean, if this thing said green 5, 10/10 reach, it's just 7. Like, you might not even get to 7.
Right.
I would consider this in sealed. I really need to be a little more specific. In sealed, this is okay. Again, I still don't like 7. I wouldn't touch it with the 10-foot pole in draft.
Not great. Shamanic. Shamanic. Shamanic.
Sure, we'll go with one of those.
Shaman.
Shamanic Revelation.
Shamanic Revelation. Double green 3. Sorcery. Rare. Draw a card for each creature you control. Ferocious. You gain 4 life for each creature you control with power 4 or greater.
I'll play this.
Yeah.
I mean, I
How many creatures do you have to make it worth 5 mana?
Or how many of them are ferocious?
1.
Green 3 for draw 2 cards, gain 4 life. I don't love that, but I'd be okay with that. Draw 2 cards, gain 8 life.
Is this what they mean when we call it a late game card?
Oh yeah, This is a late game bomb. Yeah, you're not putting this in your deck. I mean, even in draft, turn 2 guy, even if you don't have the ferocious, turn 2 guy, turn 3 guy, turn 4 guy, turn 5 shamanic, draw 3. This card's good.
Okay.
I wish it cost a little less. I mean, I don't love that it costs 5, but I definitely think it's good.
Yeah. Sudden Reclamation. Green 3. Instant. Uncommon. Put the top 4 cards of your library into your graveyard, then return a creature card and a land card from your graveyard to your hand.
If this were a sorcery, I would hate it. The fact that it is an instant is it's essentially draw 2 cards. One's going to be a land and one's going to be a creature. I mean, I suppose it could whiff on one or the other but you may already have them in there. So
Yeah.
you don't have to return. It doesn't have to be one of the top 4 that you get. It's just giving you fodder.
Well, also if you're playing defense and you want to do a combat trick, but your opponent doesn't attack.
Yeah. Yeah, I think this card's fine.
It's fine.
It's going to make my deck. Like, it's going to make... If I can support it, I'm going to play it. Like, I'm not going to say it's the sickest bomb ever, but is definitely solid enough to get played.
Okay. Temur Runemark. Green 2. Enchantment Aura common. Enchant creature. Enchanted creature gets +2/+2. Enchanted creature has trample as long as you control a blue or red permanent.
I feel like I'm a broken record at this point.
Don't play it.
It's a rune mark. Unless you've got a real good reason to be playing auras, don't.
Don't. Temur Sabertooth. Double green 2 for a 4/3 creature cat. Uncommon. 1 green. You may return another creature you control to its owner's hand. If you do, Temur Sabertooth gains indestructible until end of turn.
I love this card.
Yeah.
I think this card can provide so many, like, weird combat tricks. Like, you swing with everything. The one block that's bad for you, you can just return it. Now he has indestructible. You can use it twice to return multiple creatures if it's bad.
Oh, that's true.
His ability, like, his cost isn't necessarily even bad. And, like, something's manifested, and it's like your bomb spell. You're like, I'll bring that back to my hand. Indestructible.
Hopefully you don't use that voice when you do it, though.
I always use this voice when I do that.
Is that the voice you have to use when you bring things back to your hand? Is it a bomb?
It's a bomb. We
got our first green bomb.
It's an uncommon bomb.
Okay.
It's
not a windmill slam bomb. It's a
Yeah.
Okay.
Um,
Very good.
I would first pick this.
Very good.
I kind of hope I don't have to first pick it. I hope the rare is better, but
Temur War Shaman, double green 4 for a 4/5, creature human shaman, rare. When Temur War Shaman enters the battlefield, manifest the top card of your library. Whenever a permanent you control is turned up, if it's a creature, you may have it fight target creature you don't control. Ding.
I want to make a comment here. Jadestone, I am fairly certain you do not have to reveal a manifested card that has been returned to your hand. Now, I'd have to check the Judge FAQ on this. The reason you have to reveal a morph is because you have to be able to prove that the card was a creature card. A manifested card can be anything, and because it can be anything, you won't have to reveal it. Like, I haven't checked the Judge FAQ, but I'd be 99% certain that that's true.
I have a question though.
What?
If they have a lens of clarity.
Yeah, they can still look at it. Yeah, it's face down.
But then would you have to reveal it?
Well, you're not revealing it. They just go.
Okay. It seems to me like it's changing zones.
What's changing? Yes, the
card is.
Yes, the card is changing zones. The rules on this are not the same as morph.
I understand.
Like, there is a difference between a morph and a manifest.
We'll have to read up. We'll have to ask our judging friends.
No. Last time I asked my judging friend a question, I was right. So.
All right. How do you feel about the Temur War Shaman?
I think it's fine, actually. It's a pretty solid card. You get a 4/5 and a 2/2 for 6. And flipping things up, morphs, manifests, whatever, lets you fight. So it gives you a mechanic to be able to fight at instant speeds.
I do like that.
Yeah. Continuing, I don't like arguing with my chat in the middle, but it used to be that pretty much the only thing that could be face down would either be a morph or something that was already known. Manifest changes the rules. So, because Manifest changes the rules, it actually changes the rules. So,
we'll have to look at that. Warden of the First Tree, green, for a 1/1 creature human mythic. Can you read this?
Okay. Yep, it's 1 green for a 1/1 human, which is funny because he's not a human anything. Like, he has no job. He's human creature, human, unemployed. Don't. So
did you see my eyes light up?
All the hybrid mana that I'm going to discuss now is going to be black-white hybrid. So, just for clarification, 1 and 1 hybrid. Warden of the First Tree becomes a human warrior. Hey, he gets a job. It's like he
read the card, Scott.
Human warrior with base power and toughness, 3/3. 2 and 2 hybrid. If Warden of the First Tree is a warrior, it becomes a human spirit warrior with trample and lifelink. So we now have a 3/3 flying human spirit warrior. 3 and 3 hybrid. If Warden First Tree is a spirit, put 5 +1/+1 counters on it. What's somewhat noteworthy is that unlike the card that this thing gets compared to, whose name is just slipping my mind right at this moment, like I can picture it. This last ability can be used multiple times. Like, once you have the last ability, you're like, put 5 counters on it, put 5 counters on it, put 5 counters on it.
Seems good.
And if you've got some weird way of making it a spirit and or warrior otherwise, like, You can kind of bypass steps, though I don't think you'd want to bypass that first step. This card's mythic. This card's amazing. This card's so sick. You're
It's so fragile.
Figure of
Joel.
Destiny. God, I love the chat. Thank you, guys.
Do you play this card regardless? I mean, if you're playing green, does this make it in your deck? No, because it's very obs-on. Hang on, Scott's thinking.
Yeah. I may be wrong about Manifest. Somebody has quoted me from the FAQ. That doesn't seem like it's correct, but it may be.
I'm going to ask a judge.
Well,
I'm curious.
I'll look at the release notes. I'll find the judge release notes on this. I mean,
Okay.
I know the guy who writes the judge release notes. I can
Do you
always
really?
Yes, I can always go ask him.
Fancy. Okay, so
whatever.
this card is good.
Warden, bomb,
Bomb.
take, first pick, play, awesome.
Whisper of the Wilds, green 1 for an 0/2, creature, human, shaman, common, tap, add green to your mana pool, ferocious, tap, add green to your mana pool. Activate this ability only if you control a creature with power 4 or greater.
It's not flashy. It'll get the job done. I'll play it.
We do like this. We do like adding mana.
You didn't play Land of Elves because it had 1 power.
Whisperwood Elemental. Green 3 for a 4/4, creature elemental. Mythic rare. At the beginning of your end step, manifest the top card of your library. Sacrifice Whisperwood Elemental. Until end of turn, face up non-token creatures you control gain. When this creature dies, manifest the top card of your library. Holy schmoly.
Yeah.
Shmeesh, if I may borrow a phrase from myself.
It's a 5-drop 4/4 that just starts making 2/2s. And if they try to mass remove it, or like mass remove your board, you just like sack. This card's amazing. This card is card is a ridiculous bomb that you're going to want to take.
Give it the bomb sound. Sounds like it has a death rattle. To borrow a Hearthstone phrase.
Yes.
What else? Wild Call. Green X. Sorcery rare. Manifest the top card of your library, then put X 1/1 counters on it. I like this.
I don't hate this at all. This just
It's versatile.
It basically makes an XX. Yeah. This card's awesome. And it triggers prowess.
You can play it when you need it.
So, yeah.
We had to wait till we get to the W's, but the green started finally to get good. Winds of Kalsisma. 1 green 1, instant, uncommon. Prevent all combat damage that would be dealt this turn. Ferocious, if you control a creature with power 4 or greater. Instead, prevent all combat damage that would be dealt by creatures your opponents control. I screwed up the reading on that, so I'm not sure what this card does.
1 green 1 prevents all damage. 1 green 1 with Ferocious prevents all damage from opponent's creatures.
Oh, so...
All combat damage.
It's kind of like...
Yeah, this card's fine, actually. It's a fog effect. Like, if you can't reasonably get Ferocious, I don't know if I'd love it.
Oh, dear. What's the name of our favorite 1 blue 4 instant target creatures... Blinding Spray.
Blinding Spray.
It's a better Blinding Spray. Or a worse Blinding Spray.
It's a fog.
It's a fog. Scott likes it. Yasova Dragonclaw. Green 2 for a 4/2. Legendary creature, human warrior, rare. Trample. At the beginning of combat on your turn, you may pay 2 hybrid mana blue-red, 1. If you do, gain control of a target creature an opponent controls with power less than Yasova Dragon's Claw's power until end of turn. Untap that creature and it gains haste until end of turn.
Yes, please.
Yes, I enjoy this card.
4/2 trample for 3. Like we sometimes play Alpine Grizzly, which is a 4/2 for 3. So now we're going to give it trample and the ability to, for 3 mana, to
Active Treason.
Active Treason something small.
Most of their bomb.
So going back on the whole manifest thing, I believe what's going on right now is, and I'll have to check with some of my higher level judge friends on this one, is I believe what we're getting here is a rules interpretation, whereas manifest, because it's a face down card, works the way it does because that's how face down cards work. I highly suspect that you will, before they're done, they're going to rewrite the rules on manifest, because that it doesn't seem like it doesn't work the way it should work. I think the rules as they're written weren't written with manifest in mind. And I could be wrong. Maybe Wizards has said, no, we want it being able to be revealed. But I don't see why. Okay.
We're in multicolored.
So we're going to take a very fast break, and then we're going to be back to polish this one off with the multicolor.